This next story that I want to share with you is called Murphy's Committee. Murphy's Committee was a story on a CD that I listened to every single day when I started my business that was the most successful one I've had so far. It was a story about going to the jungle, and it assisted me so much that I wanted to share it with you. See, so many people want to get to the land of paradise, and that's different for everyone. The land of paradise may be a Ferrari and a 7,800 square foot house. It may be doing my philanthropic work overseas. That was my land of paradise. It may be something else for you. We talked about whys earlier. That may be your land of paradise. But everyone in life starts off in the cow pastures. What is the cow pastures? Right? Cow pastures of life. What is in cow pastures? Let's think about it. I grew up on a farm. What's in the cow pastures, guys? Cows, right? Grass, poop. Really not much. And most people go through life not getting very much out of life, right? Most people, they're in their job and they see someone else with a job and they're like, hey, how's your grass over there? Oh, my grass is okay, right? And they're jumping from job to job, they don't know, just hanging out in the cow pastures of life. But if you want to get out of the cow pastures of life and start getting to the land of paradise, you got to do something like start a business. And when I made the decision to start a business, I entered the jungle. A lot of people make the decision to start a business and they enter the jungle and they don't even know they've entered the jungle yet. That's the craziest part. But cows can't make it through the jungle. Cow thinking, cow skin won't make it through the jungle. To make it through the jungle, you're going to need a couple thick inches of skin. You're going to have to be like a rhinoceros. You're going to need a couple thick inches of skin, some rhino thinking to make it through the jungle. And that's what I started to learn. And who's heard of Murphy's Law, right? Whatever could possibly go wrong probably will, right? Well, we have to believe that more than one person's making it all go wrong. So this is Murphy's Committee. That's what we're going to talk about in the jungle today. We're going to believe that there's 5 committee members that are making everything go wrong in your life when you start your business, okay? As soon as you enter the jungle, the first committee member that's going to come after you is Murphy number 1. Murphy number 1 specializes in your family and friends. If they're going to come after you, they're going to say, hey, what are you doing? Whether you're starting a business or network marketing or direct sales, it's going to happen. They're going to say, hey, I knew someone who did something like that sometime. It didn't work. They started a business and they failed. You're going to hear that. That's Murphy number 1. And most people quit right there in their life at Murphy's number 1. When a family member or someone in their life doesn't agree with what they're doing, if they're trying to create a new result in your life, they quit right there. And they go back to the cow pastures, back to normal results. The majority of people quit. If you can get past Murphy number 1 and you can be aware of that Murphy and what it really is, you can be accountable for it and move forward, Murphy number 2 comes after you. Murphy number 2 strikes you with poverty consciousness. Murphy number 2 is a big reason why some people aren't even participating in the seminar today. Because they're like, man, I don't want to spend $100 to change my life. I don't want to spend $300 to change my life. No way, man. It's not worth it. I'll spend that on gas going to my job the rest of my life. Poverty consciousness takes the rest of the people out of the equation. The empty seats you see in a seminar room, those got hit by Murphy number 2. But if you can be aware of that, when you have those feelings come over and you can say, I see what it is, you can move through the jungle and you get to Murphy number 3. Now Murphy number 3 is a very special Murphy. Murphy number 3 got me emotionally. Murphy number 3 had me in a place where I thought I was in love with a certain girl, and I was like, man, I really like this girl. I want to be with her the rest of my life. But what I realized is that when I started my business stuff, I started being like a rhino. She was a cow, right? She didn't like my rhino thinking, right? And we started hanging out with all our friends. They were all cows, right? And they didn't want to hang out with me because they saw the horn coming through my head, right? I was a rhino. I was different. And what did I have to do? I had to say bye-bye. I had to leave that girl behind and move on. And she's happy. She's going to go find some cow, and she'll be happily ever after. But the emotional roller coaster of life, the third Murphy, takes the next massive majority of people out of the game, takes them out of the jungle. That's why so many businesses fail in the first year. That's why another 95% of businesses fail in their first 5 years. The Murphys get them. But if you can get past Murphy number 3, you come through the jungle to the swamp. And the swamp smells horrible. And when you see the swamp, you just got to jump in and keep moving forward. That's all you can do. And when you get into the middle of the swamp, Murphy's number 4 and 5 are going to come after you. Now, Murphy's number 4 and 5 have no specialty or anything. They're Siamese twins. They're there to do anything and everything they can do to stop you from making it through the jungle. Because that's Murphy's job, right? It's to stop you from getting to the land of paradise. But if you can start identifying this chaos that's happening in your life for what it is, and you can move forward through the swamp, you'll soon come to a breaking point. All the Murphys will come together. They'll form their committee. And they'll say, hey, we've been bothering this guy, we've been bothering this gal for long enough. There's some new people coming into the jungle. Let's go bother them. Let's go take those cows out. And when that moment happens, you're going to find yourself on a beach. The beautiful clear water and the sand between your toes and the wind blowing through your hair, if you've got hair. And you're going to find yourself there in peace. You're going to see your limo pull up. Your attendant come out and hand you a glass of water. Hand you a glass of water for getting it through the jungle, right? It's good to have water when you're coming through the jungle. You'll go into your limo and you'll pull out onto the freeway, taking you back to your estate. You'll go on the freeway and you'll be in your limo with the tinted windows. You'll see other cars going by you with cows in them, right? Because cows are on the freeway. And you're going to see them blow by you and they're looking in, you're trying to see in your windows, right? You're going to see and you're going to read their lips. They're going to say, lucky folks. Isn't it amazing how lucky, hardworking people are? Yeah. As you get off the freeway and you head in toward your estate, you approach your gate. The gate opens, you go through the forest up to your estate, and you come around the side of your mansion. You see the 5 garage doors. You have your butler open them all as you're pulling around the side of the building. You see your Ferrari over there, your Lamborghini there, your Bugatti there, your Porsche there, and then the extra stretch long, garage door for your stretch limo. As you exit your limo and you get out and go up the elevator to the main floor of your estate, you stand out on the back porch. You look around and you notice that you have a 180-degree view of the mountains, of the ocean and the forest. You stand there and look at all that you've created. And your swimming pool over there, your basketball court over there. And that's when the phone rings. Your butler approaches you and says, hey, someone called for you. It was a friend who had told you would never make it in the beginning with Murphy number 1. Told you it wasn't worth it. You pick up the phone and talk to your old friend. And he says, man, I wish I would have. And you look around at all that you've created and all the abundance that you've received for the value you've created for society. And you reach back for the phone and say, I'm glad I did. The whole point of this story is to be able to set yourself up to be able to say, I'm glad I did. Because if you want extraordinary results in your life, it's going to come from extraordinary actions. And extraordinary actions in your life come from extraordinary beliefs. So what do you believe? That's the part to really consider. And that's the part to take action on.